forward to. All right, everybody. Hello. We're here for episode 3 is what we're here for the commentary for Fleet. I am Becky Haney. I'm the writer, creator. I did a lot of things. I directed this episode, my first time directing a film. That was fun. We got Meghan here. She's one of our actors. Jessi's joining us as well. She was also one of our cast. We've got Dan, also one of our casts, Emily, one of our casts, and Sarah, who's not in this episode. She's in another episode, but she hopped on to commentate with us. But she is one of our actresses as well. So we are going to go ahead and get started with episode 3. Get my controls here so I can maybe. Come on.
No control for you.
I know, it's just frustrating. It does this.
You can get new batteries for today then.
I do have backup batteries on standby, yes. Here we go. Okay. Let that finish playing out. So that was episode 3. Woo! In all of its glory.
In all of its second glory.
Yes.
Yeah. This is one of the 2 we did reshoot from start to finish due to continuity errors. A lot of continuity. All right, so one of the things we've been doing as we start this commentary is I have been asking people like why you said yes to this crazy wonderful adventure that we had. So Jessi, why did you say yes to Fleet?
I wasn't doing anything else. No, I was just trying to break into the film and television scene here in Utah, and you were one of the first people that approached me and said, "Hey, you want to do this cool thing?" And I said, "Sure, why not? Should be fun."
I think it was.
We had a good time.
We learned a lot.
Yeah. No, it was very fun.
What about you,
Very fun.
Sarah? Why did you say yes to this wonderful adventure that was Fleet?
Oh, it's FOMO. That's all. Fear of missing out on fun. Like you were all doing it and you're fun people. So I was like, I want to do it. That's it. That's really it. It's like, yeah.
Well, I mean, we definitely had fun. we definitely had some fun times. All right. Cool. Well, that gets us started with that. So, episode 3. As I mentioned, we did reshoot this in its entirety. Which, if we hadn't reshot it, certain things would not have been the same. The trippy scene, for sure, would have been very different.
Which we owe to, I believe Dan was the one who brought that one up and was like, let's just try and be high.
Yeah.
Life imitating art, or maybe the other way around, I don't know.
Yes, that was all Dan. I remember somebody came in and said, "Hey, can we change how we did this from last time?" Sure. Do it. See what you got. Which in post made it possible, and it worked out really well what I did to get the layers and the laughter and to create the illusion of a high.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So it worked out. It would not have worked out as well had you guys not started giggling like fools.
I've got to say, my makeup is incredibly thick in this scene. Like, it's like caked on, like compared to everyone else.
Yeah, there were a few shots of that.
I thought Wow, I thought you were just a natural beauty.
Thank you. No, that was me. That was me post airbrushing there. So yeah. It's all you can look at now. So
We've just got to get to the scene.
No, we gotta stare at Dan the rest of the time.
Oh, I love the ship coming on. So fun.
Yeah.
And the doors, it really looks good.
Those doors.
I just think it was so funny, like the set illusion that gets created by just walking back in
Yes.
the same space. Like no more than 10 feet. Oh.
Yeah. So
On everyone's heels the entire time, we turn around and walk the
Yeah.
other direction.
yeah,
Yep.
so for those
Yep.
who have missed the first 2 episodes of commentary, this was done on no budget. This was in my townhouse. And the jungle that we see these guys in was like a 15 by 20 foot space in my garage. I literally just went and stole all of my grandmother's fake plants. And we made a jungle. Her plants and my parents' plants.
Yep.
Loaded up the car, brought them over, and we made ourselves a jungle.
if you want to know
Very
what
effective.
the original jungle, you can see a clip of it in the titles when we're all running away.
Yeah.
It was a real jungle, but
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the thing. We also use these trees in episode 6. We use these.
I like the
trees.
branches hanging down. Hey, this part, I think this is the moment with Emily where it's pretty. Anyway, I enjoy her attitude.
Yeah.
There are great moments throughout 3. Like, you guys really brought the characters to life, which I appreciated. And there were these moments that each one of you found that just gave it something, which is why 3 has ended up being the longest episode.
Yeah.
Because they're just, like, cutting anything was impossible.
I think it just set up the dynamic of the team so well.
Yeah. Yeah.
oh, I almost
then he
managed.
goes
I love your face. I love your face in that one, Dan.
And they fall to the garage
Yeah.
floor.
Yes, the garage floor. Oh, that floor.
Okay, whose legs are these?
Yeah.
That would be Cal and Michael.
Oh, okay.
That was their legs.
All right. We see those legs come out. It's like, what kind of episode is this?
Well, they had to steal the emergency packs. That's why they're wearing the backup clothes.
Yeah.
Aha.
Condensed in those packs. I got very good at packing those.
Yes.
Dan.
So they did their own leg work.
Yeah, they did their own legwork. Nice. Nice.
Yeah.
There were some interesting accents I remember in this episode because
Yes.
this was the planet of the Australian colony, wasn't it?
Uh-huh.
And I remember I do remember one actor who shall remain nameless coming to me 10 minutes before we walked on set and saying, "How do I do an Australian accent? You're British, aren't you? You'd know, wouldn't you?" And I'm like, "I'm British. It's a different accent. It's not the same. It's not the same accent."
It's on the other side of
it
the
was-
world.
It was not Jessi.
Well-
Just I will say that right now. Jessi went away and did some work. That this was someone who turned up having not even
I'll tell you though, it was really, really difficult to keep an Australian accent acting opposite somebody who's British. When at the time I was also doing another gig where I had to be British for 8 hours a day.
I remember you
Oh, no.
yes, I remember you talking about that.
Yeah.
So I think all of the other Australian accents just somewhat got abandoned as the filming day went on. They kind of started and
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's how Aussies are, though, when you think about it. You know, Aussies are just a little casual.
Yeah, they are. They are.
I feel like they have a few more R's, like, oh no, it's an Oreo.
Oh, no.
oh
did you
no.
say it's an Oreo?
It's an
They
Oreo.
put an Oreo in their mouth and that's how they make the Australian accent. Or...
That's all you need. Acting tips by Jessi.
I seem to recall, and watching this through as well, I think we shot some of this out of order because I
Yes.
think we had all had the smears put on our foreheads, and then we had to wipe them off, but we couldn't wipe them completely off, and then we had to put them on again. So you can see in some of the scenes there's a bit more of a smear that's been somewhat wiped off, but not. Because we kind of went, oh, we forgot to shoot that scene. We better go back and.
Well, it's not even that. This is one of those times when we'll fix it in post actually worked out.
Okay.
Oh yeah,
Okay.
that's great.
Because you guys had you had dirt and grime everywhere and everything, but we've put mud on your forehead, and then we filmed stuff like the scene with you and Meghan, and forgot to put mud on your forehead. So in post, I was like, oh crap.
We're just gonna move that forward.
So this is actually not even in the order the script is. None of this episode is in the order it's written.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
Great.
Yeah, it worked out. I fixed it in post. It's fine.
You actually did fix it in post.
Yeah.
I thought maybe it was a commentary on how there wasn't continuity or something like that. But this is evidence of how we'll fix it in post was true.
The dreaded words.
Yeah.
No, I just rewrote the episode with the shots I had, and it worked out.
I love the shot of the earth. That's amazing.
Free use green screen. By the way, this scene with Dan and Meghan, I literally just added it in like an hour ago.
Yeah, this is my first time
Okay.
seeing it, which is great.
It's
That
been
works.
haunting me.
It works well. It's like we were talking about on episode, was it 9 the other day? That needed a little bit of something else to help ground it. So
Well, this is one that's been haunting me. Ever since I cut the blooper reel together and was like, oh yeah, there was another scene.
Oh yeah, they had
I
that
was
long
like,
heart to heart.
And so it's just been on the back of my mind, and I hadn't thought about it until today when I was driving home, and I was like, I need to add the scene in.
Oh, yeah.
That's why there's no smoke effects in this one yet, because it literally happened an hour before we got on.
Nice.
Oh.
And the color's a little janky, but you know,
That's okay.
the scene's there. It's there, but yeah, no, this
Good
is
lighting
actually
on
a
it.
really, really good scene for Dan and Meghan.
Yeah.
I have no regrets slapping this together today and throwing it in there.
No, I like it.
Dan has some great moments with some of his lines, especially when he talks about how he ended up on the command track. There's just something in his eyes
Yeah.
that made it very, very tender and sweet, especially after he just got really annoyed with Rivera
I tend to do that though.
with the AC conversation. And these two wandering around trying to find you, and they can't find you because technology doesn't work on this planet.
is that why it's not just because they were hopeless or?
I mean, Mac is leading the crew.
That's fair. Yeah, when Mac leads things, it's questionable. But no, the technology doesn't work. That's why the Australians are like sitting around campfires, because their technology stopped working when they arrived at the planet, and then the planet started eating them one by one.
Oh.
Man-eating planet.
Apparently, it's a thing.
Yeah, apparently. Partly.
Apparently. She looks a little bit on fire almost by her legs or something. Positioning of the fire.
That was added. Yeah, the
Of course.
fire effect was added in post.
Oh.
We did not have an actual fire in the garage, FYI, if anybody's concerned about our safety. It was literally some logs with some flashlights that I had painted orange and red and stuck underneath.
Use what you have.
Yeah, we used what we had, and then I found a nice little green screen, post effect with fire. We were safe.
Man,
Yes.
I remember the first time we shot this, we were eating something gross.
Oh yeah.
It's like
It was like
whole
something.
dinner scene.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
it was
the
like
dinner
Original
scene.
prop
some-
bug.
Yeah, the prop ant
Yeah.
thing. And then this one was Michael. It was a Jello mode that I made because Marty wasn't available.
Yeah.
Marty wanted to come back and redeem himself because he was not happy with that ant thing, and he just wasn't available. So I had to do a Jello
Oh.
mode that I froze and put some stuff in. Not that we saw any of it.
No, but the sound
pretty
made was
gross.
Ferocious.
Michael went for it.
He did.
He went for it.
When you watch this with the sound off, it's like these guys are getting high off of the planet or something.
Yeah.
It just looks so like that.
It looks like it's hot and humid to me for some reason.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We got sprayed down.
Yeah, Melissa was there spritzing everybody.
Yeah.
Okay, this makes me think of Ash Wednesday. Is anybody else
Yeah.
thinking like, is everybody Catholic and Australian?
No.
I really like the effects on this scene. It sells it in kind of.
Yeah.
You know how long it took me to come up with this effect?
How long?
A long time. 9 years.
This is what we've been waiting on. This scene.
This is why the whole series has not been released until now. Like one scene.
She couldn't
Just
decide
one scene.
how to make us look
Just
high.
this scene.
This one actually worked out. I just layered the video and then moved it slightly so we had a shadow, made it opaque, and layered the sound on top of each other, and it turned out like I am really
Yeah.
proud of this.
I think it turned out really well.
Yeah.
Just our kind of switch up of how we did this scene
Yeah.
speaks to like how much we were allowed to input what we thought into it, and Becky was like, "Yeah, run with it. Let's
Yeah.
try it."
I'm so glad you guys.
Yeah, this
did.
was
The
absolutely.
scene was a killer.
Yes.
This
Filming
was
it was
the
like
funnest
sort of
scene. This
lagging.
was the most fun film. This was the most fun to film.
I don't know how we got through it. Honestly, y'all are a bunch of hams. And this scene,
But it's because we were allowed to laugh in this scene rather than
Yeah.
not. Like, all the other ones
I think
resulted in a cut, but that one we were allowed to
That-
laugh. So.
that particular scene, I mean, there's like 10 different takes
Nice.
of that scene. Because Dan
Yeah.
kept cutting himself and the one take didn't work.
Cutting my. No.
No, wrong kind of
Make me
cutting.
upset.
No, you'd be in the middle of the line. I'm going to take that again. Back to one. And because it was a moving shot, there's no cutting. There's no cutting around that.
I was high. What do you want? Actually, the only reason I came up with the idea of everyone being high was to disguise things when I was on set. So
Oh dear.
What if we just shot the whole thing as if we were high? The entire series can just be all of us high all the
I
time.
think we did, didn't we?
Who's to say we weren't?
That's what I was thinking.
Who's we got like a 5-minute blooper reel for the cast and crew for every episode. So, you know. Martin's moving walls when he's supposed to move doors. It's fine.
Fine.
It's fine.
I know in one of the blooper scenes you got the dog Stella that I brought down for a sound effect.
Mhm.
Did that sound effect ever make it in?
Oh yeah, that's in the blooper. As you walking through the jungle carrying.
No, I don't think the sound effect made it in. It didn't work the way I wanted it to. The one
Ooh,
thing
I
that
love
didn't
that
make it
shot.
in there that the camera was rolling for is you had brought Stella in at one point in the garage, and she walked in front of the thing, and I left the camera rolling, and I'm chasing the dog, so you just see my back go through the bottom of the screen. Come here, Stella! Chase the dog, and then I come back. We're going to turn you over to Robbie! Carrying the dog out. So that one, I missed that one. But it was, when I found out originally, I was laughing. I was like, oh dear. So that one did not make it in. Which, by the way, I'm really glad that I found the audio of Dan going, hurry up, run, or whatever it was. Because it wouldn't have been the same.
There they go. There they go.
It was
I love the way
I was
that-
like, I need somebody yelling. And I happened to find that audio of Dan going, "Hurry up! Keep going! Run for the
The way that
shadows!"
Melissa still found time to put her gun back in its holster, like even though she was under fire or whatever, you know.
Yeah.
Safety first.
Safety first. It's a thing.
Now, I'm wondering how long we were on that planet, because I think both Eric's and my hair have grown considerably since we last seen.
Very long time.
I guess we shot this on a different day, but
We did shoot this on a different day. This was one of our last reshoots we did. And
yeah, we were down there for a good 3 or 4 weeks, I think.
well, I made this scene work. Because the whole scene, I only have one take, and it's of the three of us, and it looks weird. So I was able to crop in on you and Eric, just cut myself out. I'm like, this is weird. Made it a nice dynamic scene where things move.
Beautiful.
Problem solving. Ta-da! Problem solving. I'll never use my aunt's camera again. It made for some grainy footage.
Effect.
Not the right kind of effect, though. It was not the right kind of effect. It worked. It worked. The planet's just grainy, apparently. In some shots.
The audience is high as well. That's what it is. Yeah. We're pumping stuff through the screen at people.
A full sensory experience.
Oh,
Yeah.
goodness.
What is it they call it now? 8D or something?
I have no idea. I don't even know. They keep changing it. All right. So episode
I realized
3. Yeah.
episode 3. Oh, I realized looking at the credits, you have my full name spelled out instead of just Sarah Kent. I don't know if I thought at some point it was, I don't know, maybe I told you wrong. I was like, oh, actually, I usually just go by Sarah Kent in credits.
I went by whatever you put on your contract.
Oh, I was trying to be official.
It's trying to be official. I love it.
You know me.
All right. So episode 3. Anything anyone can think of that we learned from episode 3?
How to have a good time.
We definitely learned how to have a good time. To
I
laugh.
think Dan was high more than I thought. So I didn't realize that.
Dan was, it wouldn't surprise me in episode 3. Not surprise me.
I think what I learned from this episode is continuity is important.
Because you might have to shoot the whole thing again 6 months later if you don't pay attention. So
Yeah.
I
And,
learned don't. Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Emily.
Go ahead. No, go.
No.
Go. No.
I was. No. I didn't want to cut Emily off.
You didn't cut me off. I just like to ramble. I could go on forever. That's
Okay,
why
I'll
You
ramble
ramble.
for a second. Is that I learned don't be that guy that Dan in like post everything says, yeah, and that actor that showed up and 10 minutes beforehand asked somebody from England how to speak like an Australian. Because I can honestly say I was not that guy. And so I have learned my lesson. Don't. Because Dan will call you out.
I've learned never to
I
work
think
with
I learned-
animals. And, or Jessi, but
Hey,
Um,
damn it, Dan.
Damn
it's just
it.
his voice
Dan
coming
learned-
in from somewhere else.
Yeah.
No, we
Dan-
lost
Dan
I think
what-
that I learned from this episode that you need to take some chances as actors. Just be like, hey, I'm gonna do something different, and hopefully it sticks. And because it did, this episode was prime example of, hey, let's try something and see if it sticks. So That was good.
I think that's something that you hear a lot of in commentary and interviews of people talking about the thing that wasn't scripted was the thing that ended up making the cut. So yeah, it's just experiencing it, you're like, oh, it's not actually a rare occasion. It's something that does happen when a bunch of creatives are collaborating and allowed to stretch.
Nicely said.
Yeah. Well, and kind of touching on that, it's the being allowed to stretch. There was a lot of freedom in making this where we were all comfortable going, let's do something different. Let's do something weird.
No, you
And
guys
that comes down to the whole production like in its entirety from who created it and who was directing it this time, and that kind of attitude makes the difference in these productions.
Well, y'all were very patient with me. This is the first film thing I had directed. So I was also DPing at the same time. I learned I need a monitor. Make sure everything's in focus.
Yeah.
I think you were animal wrangling as well, weren't you?
In one shot. Yeah, I may have left the camera running. Stella!
No animals were hurt during the making of this production.
She got pampered all day. I don't feel bad for that dog.
She was living her best life. I was pet sitting. That's why Stella was there. I was pet sitting that dog. But she also is the sweetest. But she did make the Chihuahua sounds that Chihuahuas do, and so that was recorded but never utilized. It's unfortunate.
Yes. Yeah. No.
It was her. I think she's gone viral a couple times. That dog on Instagram. She cute. She a cute dog.
No,
the Chihuahua.
I found the groan, and then I actually found because when we were filming the one thing, it kept going off during Dan and Megan's first scene with the AC, and it was the dolly on the PVC pipe. It groaned every single time.
Oh no!
Right at the same point every single time. But I found a clean take with just that full thing completed. We lost Jessi. She'll reappear at some point. So I was able to use that, and that became part of the creature sound for it. So I lost it for a while, couldn't find it, and then I found it
the groan.
I liked that. It was almost like there was the planet was like growling in hunger or something like that through that. So
that was the goal. I'm glad you caught it, Dan. Because it increases the longer y'all are on the planet. It increases until the point where it's like
the groan increases.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Increases in frequency and volume the longer they're on the planet.
Sounds very suspect. The groan increases the longer you're on the planet. It's like,
it's gonna eat you because it's a man-eating planet. It's a thing.
The planet had
apparently.
You delivered that so well. It's a thing, apparently. Apparently.
She's so whiny in this episode.
It's her first time on a ship. She doesn't know what to expect, and they threw her into the fire.
She doesn't like the outdoors.
Yeah. But Jack was your mentor.
That's true. Thanks, Jack.
Hey, go on an away mission with me, you get high, we have a great time.
Exactly.
And you're welcome. Make you take off that big backpack.
I know.
Carrying that in that hot jungle.
I mean, Jack did give you that assignment specifically.
But you did it so well.
Yes, you did. Yeah, the four of you did so great with all this dialogue. There was a lot of sarcasm in my writing in this episode, and y'all.
So this is striking me.
Becky is.
That's what I thought too. I was like, Becky wrote something sarcastic.
I know, right? Jeez, me never.
Whatever is this?
Oh,
This is all sarcasm for anybody who's not catching that. We're all
We just need the sarcasm sign.
oh dear. Oh dear. If somebody's not sarcastic, oh, I'm sorry.
I'm telling you, like, Harper and Nash was mentioned pre-recording, but like that's another one. Lots of banter, lots of sarcasm. It is like a trademark of Becky's writing.
Yep. It is.
I like the weird, quirky roles with some sarcasm.
I think we all enjoy it, like honestly. Every table
Yeah.
read I've been, like, I appreciate the dialogue.
Yes.
I'm glad that you appreciate it, Emily.
You're an actor's writer.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
I write lines I'd like to say.
Mhm.
yeah.
Ooh. I'd like to say that to him. I think that's what Becky's thinking.
Yeah, sometimes. I also just want to play the weird, quirky characters. They're fun, and women don't get that a lot.
Yeah.
And I have talked about this a lot. Like, we watch a movie and we're like, see, I just want to be the weird, quirky character with the like, whoa! But women don't get that very often.
I feel like this is Becky saying, why am I always cast as the bombshell sex goddess? Oh my goodness. There's more to me than just a gorgeous face. Okay.
I appreciate the humor. I've never been a bombshell sex goddess. I'm usually the other option in casting. I bring in something weird.
If you were to be typecasted, what would it be? Other?
You can
That
ask
would be me.
Jeff or Robert. There was an audition once where I had to come in and improv an argument about a diaper. Something.
About a diaper?
And, yeah. And I knew everybody going in because it was for a dramatic movie. I knew everybody was going to take it dramatically. So I went in and Robert starts the camera and I looked at him because he was like my significant other for this thing. And I looked at him and I said, you want to tell me why there's duct tape on our daughter's diaper? And we had a whole argument about duct taping the daughter's diaper.
Oh my gosh.
And I walked out of the room and everyone that was sitting in the room, because you can hear through the wall, was like, I don't want to follow you.
Oh no.
I was like, sorry guys, I had to do something different. I didn't want to go dramatic with it. That's the weird stuff I do, but they know me and I'm the other option at this point and I'm okay with it.
I'm the other option.
I'm the other
Science
option.
fiction series 300 years in the future to duct taping a diaper. There's This is what we call range.
It's what we call something. It's something, yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so episode 3. Any final thoughts on episode 3?
Did we see any bloopers from the original shooting shot?
Yeah, y'all getting hit with the dart.
Yeah.
Oh, that one,
Same
that's
spot,
right.
falling at the same time, really slowly. And there was a couple in the garage when we
That's
tried
right.
to Captain Morgan it. You know, those are from the
Yeah.
original because I had my hair down instead of up in a ponytail. There was also the first Damn It, Dan.
It goes all the way back then.
Damn it, Dan. Yeah. So there were a few from the original filming. There were a few.
That was, I think this episode, and there's one coming up, or did you guys already watch that one? Where anyway, we get silly and then, but like on set we were also silly. Like I feel like those 2 days created a lot of bloopers.
No, we were 100% serious all of the time.
Zero.
What are you talking about?
No.
We were so professional.
That was my best professional performance.
Yeah.
That's
On
why
that
we have an
set.
entire quote wall back here.
That's
And
why
I
we
think-
still say, "Damn it, Dan."
Yeah. Damn it, Dan.
Most of them, yeah.
Damn Dan. Which, by the way, Walt, he kept calling Kyle Alan.
Alan.
We were
Alan,
talking about
Alan.
that. We couldn't remember what he kept calling him the other day. I was like Tim or something. It was Alan. Alan. His name's not Alan, it's Kyle.
Does Alan know that's his name?
Kyle kept answering to it. I looked at him, I was like, that's not his name. Well, he was answering to it. This is who he is. Oh. It's Kyle. Why didn't you say something? All right. Any last minute final thoughts on 3? Anything you learned that you're dying to share?
We have thoughts, but we said we keep this PG-13, so I think
Yeah.
should probably,
That would be Dan.
yeah.
Yeah.
That would be Dan. Mm-hmm. All right, folks. Well, thanks for joining us for commentary for episode 3. We're going to go ahead and jump into our next round of commentary. But for now, see you later.
Bye.
Stop up.